I'm a playwright. I've been a playwright for 30 odd years. So I've been around a while, and I was asked if I would write a play about rugby league based on Batley Bulldogs Pro Club. And I said, yeah, great. Met fans, ex-players, lots of people, and then I heard about the girls' team, and I asked if I could go and watch them train. And, I went to see them train. I met some of the girls afterwards, and the coach, Craig, and I knew straight away this is where the play is.
And the play obviously is inspired by the girls' team that I've coached for a number of years. They went to Australia as the undefeated black girls team in the UK, and they went to take on the four of the top teams in Australia. Kevin got invited along, and yeah, the rest is history. The play's here, it's opening night, so the girls are looking forward to it. It's a bit surreal.
I knew nothing about rugby league. I knew nothing about Batley, and I knew even less about teenage girls. But do you know what? That's my job. And the one thing I'm good at is I know how to empathise. I know how to imagine yourself in other people's situations and write from that perspective. So I'm not frightened by any subject matter now.
The trip was exciting. It's like people keep saying it, but it's literally like a once in a lifetime opportunity. I'll probably never play rugby over there again. It was a big step forward for us lot as a Batley group. So it was just weird. It was good fun.
We played 4 games. We lost 3 of them and won 1. But all of the games were all competitive and they were all amazing. All the girls. We trained on the beach. We went to water parks, theme parks, we did everything, it was amazing.
The tour of Australia it was very, very tough. There were some big girls that we had to play against, and the heat was hot, but it was just amazing. It was so inspirational, and it just inspired us all to carry on.
I mean, the teams that they played out there, the Australians picked us some tough opposition. We played the grand final winners in Queensland at club level. We played a representative team from Sunshine Coast. We then played the grand final runners-up from Queensland, and that's the team that we beat, Beenleigh. And then we played the Australian schools champions, Merrimack High. So they were all tough games. Being here tonight, is a real buzz, especially with Craig being here and the girls, and their families, because they really were the inspiration for this play.
I think the play is good for women's rugby league because people can watch it and see what rugby league can bring and what can come out of it.
The story is about the journey and how girls rugby it's just the same as boys rugby, and it needs to be more out there, and other girls should join in.
Maybe girls who haven't played rugby or are too scared to play rugby before, maybe with this play they might feel like we've done it, so they might want to do it.
I think this is a good thing for rugby league because it might make more people get involved in rugby.
I think since I first started playing girls rugby league, it's really improved, and there's leagues now and women's games developing a lot more. It's getting good.
The play is, it's a full-on entertaining play, but it does go deeper than that because, there are deeper issues that I'm interested in, and a town like Batley is trying to work out a lot of problems and reinvent themselves, as a former mill town. And all that finds its way into the play. Apart from the rugby, they got an education in life, and it just developed. They've come on so much as young adults now, and I don't think they'll ever forget that tone. I don't think they'd be where they are now if it weren't for rugby. As a result of the play, obviously I went to see, not just the girls play, but went to see the Bulldogs play, and. It's a great sport to watch. I'm certainly drawn into watching rugby in a way that I wasn't before.
From the boundary of Mount Pleasant, looking out across the valley, lies a classic sweep of northern industrial archaeology. This settlement, called Batley, is carved from brutal rock. The blackened brick of Victorian viaducts and rolling mills defines the shape of our society. There was a time these valleys were the playground of kings who claimed their sport was ordained by God.
Until their power was tackled by noblemen in battle after bloody battle.
In time, the birthright of the aristocracy was snatched from them by the industrialists,
who easily outpaced them with their power of money, but went on to score a lasting victory.
Well, then the working man created a ruck, and with his labour forced the bourgeoisie to share their wealth and settle for democracy.
Finally, in these epic heartlands, woman wrestled free from the ribcage of man to take her place in the arena and stake her claim in the game we call society.
There are those who would turn back the clock, but the genie is out of the box. The sport can never be the same again. There have been too many game changes.
'Cause this girl can.
And this girl can.
and this girl can.
And this girl can.
Determined to play the Northern game.